Welcome to the Pulse of Spokane. Kent Adams here. And sometimes new things happen in Spokane, and we're going to talk about a new credit union. It's not a new credit union, but it's new to Spokane in the area right after this. Well, welcome back. On the tease at the beginning of the program, I said something new in Spokane, but they've had a good history in Idaho. That's the state east of us, in case you haven't been over there for a while. And I am pleased to bring to all of you today my friend Manny Hockheimer. Did I get that right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Great German pronunciation, my dear friend.
You were with another credit union in the area, but you just started out. When did all of this take place? It's like one day I read about it, and there you are.
Yeah, so I started with Idaho Central Credit Union on May 2nd.
Okay.
The day before my son's 12th birthday. So it was kind of a special thing in my life because in my 20-plus year in the financial services industry, I seem to have always started at momentous lifetimes, right?
Okay.
So in my 20s, I spent the decade at First Bank in Colorado. In my 30s, I spent the decade at Numerica. Had a little stint in there in between at Merrill Lynch with Bank of America. But it's always been, my transitions from one place to the next have always been on monumental kind of milestones or close to. Either
fun.
Anniversaries, kids' birthdays. So
Yeah.
I kind of remember those easier, I think.
Now, I got to meet a very important person that day, didn't I?
Yes.
Who was it?
Well, there was many, many important people in the room.
But one
right?
very important to you.
Yes, my wife was there.
Yes.
My second mother, so to speak, was there. So
Okay.
it was a very, very special, intimate day during the grand opening for me. There was times where, I got emotional just because that's kind of natural on your journey when you're going through and you're putting in work for something, and then you get to really bring it all together,
See
and
it happen.
celebrate it,
Yes.
and honor the people that got you there.
Well, I give you a bad time because often it's your wife that dresses the boys. They're different in ages,
Yes.
but they dress them alike. And I even saw a picture recently with all of you, the boys of the family,
Yeah.
including you,
Yeah.
with the jeans and the shirt and all that. It was, I don't know, a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and so forth. And finally got to meet her. 'Cause we've, gone back and forth
Yes.
on Facebook,
Yeah.
teasing each other and all that. What a wonderful person. You married up, didn't you?
I absolutely did.
Yes.
Everybody reminds me of that. Generally, new people meet us, and the kind of joke in the community is within 5 minutes they'll ask Vanj, "Why the heck did you marry that guy?"
Yeah, well, I hear that a lot too, but anyway, that was great. Where were the boys? At school?
Today, yeah.
No.
During the grand
And-
opening.
Yeah, because that's what we're talking
Yeah.
about, by the way, folks. You had a grand opening
Yes.
2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
I think.
on Tuesday. So it was at 10 a.m. right during the heart of their school. So as you know, Vanj values two important things, right? Dressing the kids nicely
yes.
and making sure they go to school, right?
At least you got the
So-
order right. She's going to see this and, oh, you really said that, dear? Yeah.
But I know, you know what? It's so nice when you have a wife and a mother that focuses on those little details.
Yeah.
I don't mind when she says, "Hey, we're going to this. Wear this." Yes, honey.
Yeah.
It's
Because you know you're going to look right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Absolutely.
good. And she teaches at
Yes.
Whitworth University.
Yes.
Yes.
She is an economics professor there for them.
Ah.
And then she also teaches at the Gonzaga School of Law as well for
Oh,
law
really?
and economics there. So she's a busy woman. For
Yes, she
sure.
is.
I don't know how she does it all, to be
I
honest
see
with
her
you.
involved in all kinds of issues in Spokane and so forth. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
almost as much or maybe more than you.
I would probably venture to say more.
Yeah.
She's on some amazing boards and does a lot of service to the community.
Yeah. Let's talk about Idaho Central Credit Union. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Why Spokane?
Oh, so, in the credit union industry, it's very natural for credit unions that are based somewhere to expand, right?
Right.
And you can really do that one of two ways. You can do that by M&A, merger and acquisition, or you can do that organically. A lot of times through indirect lending is a good thing. And what indirect lending is, right, you get this membership base because you're doing car loans, for instance, and
Okay,
other sort
sure.
of loans with dealer relationships.
Sure.
And then once you get to a certain point, of membership, right? You have members that have other financial needs, right?
Sure.
So our mission is to help members in their financial well-being, right? And that's important to us. So we got to that critical mass where it was just a natural progression
Oh, nice.
from coming over from North Idaho. I mean, we're
Yeah.
throughout Idaho, but we've got the 4 branches in North Idaho. So Spokane was that natural
Of
progression
course.
because we want to be there in our members' lives, in our communities'
Right.
lives. We want to be there to serve the financial
And,
well-being of people.
no one does it really better. I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find in the banking industry what credit unions do in terms of membership and working with their members and so forth. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it really does make a difference. Although we can think of some banks that do a good job, but you start getting into the national banks and everything else, and it's Spokane. What state is it in? State of confusion apparently. But anyway, okay. So now tell people where you are because you're in an absolutely beautiful building down here.
That was an amazing acquisition for us. That building was built back in 04, 05, right?
Yes.
And it used to be the American Bank headquarters, and then when they got split up, Banner acquired some of their pieces, right? So lastly, Banner had that, and we acquired that in January of this year, closed on that. It's a public knowledge, right? The Journal did a beautiful piece on it, $13.5 million. And it's just a lovely building.
Yes.
We have our basement training center. So
Okay.
we have the full basement with the training center down there. Our first
That's so
floor is
your
the
employees
retail.
can't look out the window.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, absolutely. Got to keep it cool, right?
Yeah.
When you're in front of a computer or doing some training and things.
Good,
It's a nice
good.
environment. And that first floor retail is just gorgeous.
Yes.
I mean, you were there.
Yep.
That green logo of ours just pops against that
Yes.
gorgeous wood, right?
Yes.
And then we are on second and third floor as well.
Okay.
We sublease 4 and 5 to Wells Fargo Advisors.
Okay.
So the plan really is to redesign and remodel a little bit on 3 and 2. And then
Okay.
we also have sublease space available as well
Oh,
currently.
fine.
So that's one of our goals, is to find a good fit for us there
Right.
that really enhances and brings our culture and fits that cultural piece of, like I said, our mission is being there and for the financial success of our members. And we want people that are part of that whole community system that enhance that for us as well.
Well, you were talking at the event, and others were talking. I got a chance to meet several of the people you had introduced, and as part of the credit union team. Very impressed.
Thank you.
Very impressed with the folks. Carlton was his last name, I think, is a loan officer or something.
Loan officer, commercial or retail?
I'm not sure. Walter or
Walter Coleman.
Okay.
So Walter
Okay.
Coleman is outstanding. He's one of our
Yes.
top financial commercial lenders, right?
Right.
In fact, the building right diagonally from us, we affectionately call that the Walter Coleman building, because we did the deal on that, and that was Walter. So you'll be seeing Walter around town. He's
Yeah.
just a joy to work with. Young guy, just cares about the community.
Yeah.
Newer father as well. So
Oh,
he's
yes.
vibrant, energized, and wants to see Spokane.
I wondered
and that
why his
vibrancy
eyes
grow.
were, kind of. No, I'm kidding. No, but he was one of several that you had there, and I
Mm-hmm.
was pleased to meet. I'm gonna not remember her name. The COO.
Brenda Warren.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brenda's
She
outstanding.
was most pleasant
Yes.
to talk with. And even because we were standing over by the tellers, and of course no one could get to the tellers because of the crowd, and they were great back there and laughing at the jokes when they needed to and all that. Just really felt, and I think everybody there felt welcome.
Thank you.
And that really set a good tone for that day. So
Yeah, I think Brenda kicked it off beautifully with her opening remarks about the history and the journey and why. And then, going back to the building, the buildings are really kind of her baby, right?
Okay.
She has a vision for how that needs to come together and look, and we're lucky to have her as our chief operating officer.
Nice.
She's outstanding.
Now, your open now.
Yes.
Okay, have been since opening day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
But there are plans to do more in the Spokane area too.
Yes.
Where will additional branches go over the next year or year and a half, 2 years?
Sure. So primarily, we like to name our branches on near the streets that they're
Okay.
on, right? So the Riverside branch on 41 West Riverside in downtown Spokane,
Okay.
that's open. We had the kind of quote unquote soft opening, right, for March and April there, and then we did our
okay.
grand opening in May. So that Riverside location is gorgeous. It's
Oh,
full
love it.
functional. It's got drive up ATM, drive up banking, and then full retail inside as well.
Yes.
So then the next one we're going to bring online is going to be our North Spokane location.
Okay.
And that is going to be on Holland and
Okay.
Highway 2, right?
Okay.
So Highway 2 is also known as Newport.
Okay.
So not to be confused with Newport, Washington, this is going to be our Newport branch, right?
Okay.
And that is up there in the north. That'll service that whole area.
This fall or
That
late
will
winter?
be online September of this year.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay,
So
okay.
very, very good. We're currently in it, remodeling and doing all
Sure.
the work and the layout for it. It was an old Willamette Dental, so
Okay.
we love the building, but now we got to make the functionality
Yeah.
more of a branch layout, right?
Of course.
And then for Q1 of 23,
Okay.
we'll bring Valley online.
Okay.
And then that's on Broadway. And then Q3 of 23, we'll bring Liberty Lake online, and that's by the firehouse out there.
Oh, okay.
So beautiful properties, beautiful existing buildings, and then the two new build-outs. So we'll have those 4 branches up and running to service the financial needs and well-being of our members.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's neat. Now, what is your title and what are you doing?
So I'm Assistant Vice President of Washington Branches.
Okay.
And that was one of the
So all these properties you just
Yeah.
talked about, you'll be. Yeah.
branches. So I get to work with our leadership.
Sorry, branch managers. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, so I get to work with our leadership team, and my boss is a great man. You met him, Josh Ross. He's our Vice President of Branches. So
Okay.
get to work with Josh and the leadership team, and really of finding the right people
Yes.
that want to be part of this green team.
Yeah.
Because this team is magic. This what we're going to be doing in the community is magic.
Okay.
And people are going to want to be a part of that. So my primary function then is to work and find those beautiful people that
Yeah.
want to be a part of the green team. And really the starts.
Well, you
at the
sure had them
leadership
there
level.
on opening day, ribbon cutting day.
Yeah.
And because, I kind of watched the tellers and they were enjoying what was going on. You can just kind of look at people and watch them during the off time to see if they're still having fun or
Yeah.
if they've tuned out.
Yeah.
No, they were involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We like to hire the
Yeah.
right people and that want
Oh,
to
it makes a difference,
the
doesn't
right
it?
attitude, the
Yeah.
right love for the community, and that's what we do. So it's going to be fun finding those people because you know how great this community is.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Yep. Been here 45 and a half years, bud.
Yeah.
Are you even that old yet?
Close, 41. So
Oh, gee.
my hairline, ages me a little bit better, but yeah,
Yeah.
early 40s still.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Hey, talk about some of the services that people can get right now by the Riverside branch.
Sure. We are absolutely full service
Okay.
financial institution, and we are here for our members' financial success, right?
Okay.
So we offer it all.
What's her name? The gal COO?
Brenda Warren.
Brenda. Okay, I don't know why I can't remember her name. Mentioned something about crypto.
Yeah.
Did
It was interesting. I think she kind of touched on that in some remarks, and then Mark, our chief information officer, mentioned some of those things.
Yeah.
So yeah, we touch everything, right? We have the retail banking, the commercial banking, the business services. We even have private client, wealth management,
Okay.
all of these pieces, right?
Wow.
And then with all of our online capabilities, for interesting new ways of transferring money and doing businesses and doing
Yeah.
business, that's something that you got to either lead in digital banking,
Or
and
you'll
give the
be
people
way
what they
behind.
want, or you'll be way behind.
Yeah, you will. You really will. It's people tease me that have known me for years, going, "How do you do all of this?" Because it's electronic and
Yeah.
all that. And my simple answer is, I hire people under 30.
Ah,
Okay, they're smarter than me.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a new laptop and it wasn't hooked up for the computer here. It is for my home, but not for here. Sam comes in and does his thing in 10 seconds and it's all hooked up.
Yep.
You know, so
Yeah.
yeah, we rely on good people, don't
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have a young woman who's just so talented. You met her at the grand opening, Sarah Mayer.
Okay.
And she's just amazing. It's funny. We had a joke yesterday. I was scanning some documents.
Oh.
And I wanted to program myself into the document scanner,
Yes.
which is the all-in-one machine.
Yes, yes.
And it took 3 of us to kind of figure that out and get it done. And then, of course, when we asked her, she
Yeah,
had it
yeah,
like
I
that,
know.
like in 20 seconds. So
Yeah.
it's amazing when you don't do something every day or you're not specialized.
I've got one at
how
home
difficult things
that I
are.
have yet to figure out how to scan yet. Okay, so yes.
Come see Sarah.
Okay, I will.
Give her
I
the mod-
will.
She'll probably know it
I
and,
will.
and give you this is how you do it.
One of the things I picked up that I went and followed up on the conversation, one of the things you pointed out was your security there of a former LA cop. So I went out and saw him and shook his hand, and we
Yeah.
talked because I grew up in LA, and he talked about where he was and so forth. The nicest guy.
The great guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really nice guy.
Yeah. So that is Chris Aikens' his name, and
Okay.
we have our Sean's our building engineer.
Okay.
And then Andy is our building manager who greets and really kind of takes care of the pride in ownership
Right.
of the
Yes.
building. And then having Chris on site as a retired Los Angeles police
Yes.
officer.
Yes.
His acute awareness, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It provides a sense of happiness, safety, belonging to that whole area.
Yeah.
Not just the branch, but to that whole area,
Right.
right? And it's a different day and time we live in, right?
It is,
Spokane
unfortunately, and
has grown.
and a lot of us are working on improving downtown and so forth.
Yeah.
And I saw a Facebook posting this morning by Josh Wade, I think,
Yeah, great guy.
complaining about what happened to one of his bathrooms at one of his restaurants. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I'm ready to engage in this.
Yeah.
Was his comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we need to, we just need to.
Absolutely.
Because we can solve it as a united Spokane.
Absolutely.
We really can.
Were you at, can I interject, were you at the State of the City address that GSI just put on?
No, I was not there.
It was outstanding.
Yes.
And I forget who made the remark. It might have been Alicia Benson, the CEO of GSI, or Mayor Woodward, that in their remarks they said, come back. Bring
Yeah.
your workforce
Yes.
back to
Yes.
downtown.
Yes.
Because it needs
That will
more
solve a
people.
lot of the
It
problems.
needs more eyes. It needs
Yes.
more vibrancy. It needs more reinvestment and redevelopment the way ICCU has purchased that building and improved that building and that whole property area has improved.
Yeah.
The commercial property that we did the deal on, that's improving it all, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's what it's going to take. It's going to take a love and a belief
Yep.
to say, I'm coming, and I'm going to be involved and engaged, whether that's redevelopment, whether that's building, opening new businesses, but it takes people here rolling up their sleeves. and
We
doing the
love
work.
it downtown. We're only a couple blocks from you.
Yeah.
And yeah, once in a while there's some problems. We're far enough from the real downtown that you can still park on the street,
Yeah.
and not have to wait for somebody to move and so forth. But we love being back downtown, and it's much easier for folks who come from the Far Valley, Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene to be on our shows, and same from Airway Heights and so forth, versus we were up in kind of northeast Spokane, up in the Comcast building,
Yeah.
and kind of hidden. And now there's a new middle school up there, so it's going to be probably busy. But we love it down here, and I'm glad to be.
I love your location on
Yeah.
Howard here.
Yeah.
I told you when I got here, this building's beautiful.
Yeah.
And then you happen to have one of Anja and my favorite restaurants next door, Zona Blanca.
Yes.
So
okay.
you and your crew must go
We
there all the time.
once
huh?
in a while, yes.
Yeah.
And one of the last times we were downstairs, oh gosh, the cook,
Chad White? is the chef.
Chad was down there.
Yeah.
And saw
Yeah.
him and so
Yeah.
forth.
Great. It's funny you mentioned Josh Wade, you mentioned Chad White, and that's one of the things you got to love about Spokane.
Yes.
Is it draws these amazing people, these amazing talents, whether
Yes.
that's the arts, whether that's the food scene, the
Absolutely.
music scene. And I tell you, we made the conscientious choice to live and move here
Yeah.
in July of 11, and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We love it. This is
Yeah.
the place to raise the
Well,
family.
you have a beautiful spot because I've seen the
Yeah.
pictures of your home up in North Spokane.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear the backstory on that?
No.
So Vange grew up half acreage, half city.
Okay.
I grew up in neighborhoods, really,
Okay,
and primarily on a cul-de-sac in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Okay.
So I used to love neighborhoods and have all that, and then we started out here in North Spokane in Fairwood Park, a cul-de-sac neighborhood, right?
Yes.
It was great because the kids got to be in the cul-de-sac
Right.
and have babysitters and kids to play with and learn how to ride their bike and everything. But then Vange is like, I want acreage. I want fruit trees and a greenhouse and garden and all this. I'm like, acreage? Like, I don't have time to mow the lawn, let alone take care of a property. What?
But you got 2 growing boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Mama puts them to work.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah. They earn
their privileges, because you give them
Absolutely.
privileges for all kinds of stuff. I think that's great.
So we moved there in 18 out of the neighborhood to the acreage, and it was, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was scary at first for me, right? Because it's like it's
You're kind of by yourself.
quiet,
Yeah.
completely dark,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh wow. And then you get
I can't just yell to my neighbor.
You got cameras outside picking up all sorts of wildlife and everything, but then we made it our own, and we put lighting and all these other things, and now
And vegetables and flowers and everything else out
and
there.
I can't imagine anything else now because there's no greater joy than harvesting fruit from your own tree, or grabbing the salad or the tomato that
one
you
time,
planted with your own hands.
We lived at Liberty Lake and had about an acre out there, and my wife would start at one end on the vegetable garden and weed it. By the time she got to the end, she'd have to start over again. But it was fun to pull the potatoes out of the ground and eat the fruit and stuff. And it was.
The boys did a carrot patch, a pumpkin patch, and a corn patch. And then they were proudest of the fact that one of Vange's colleagues gave her a raspberry bush. And they named him Razzie.
Oh.
And for the first year, Razzie wasn't doing well. But now Razzie has populated all of a sudden, and now Razzie's got some little Razzie friends, and Razzie's doing well. So isn't that beautiful though, when you can teach kids to plant and do something and grow something?
Well, they start to
lessons
respect
that
the
teaches.
earth. They start to respect the living things and so forth. And you've got at least one dog?
Yeah, two.
Two, okay.
Got our big 100-pound Bernedoodle, Milo. That's Vange's boyfriend, right?
Okay.
'Cause he doesn't leave her side. He's a protector.
Cute. That's cute.
And then we've got our 80-pound golden retriever, he will go follow a porcupine, for instance, and come back with quills. And
great.
He's just like me. He's the trusting.
Goes
everywhere, And then Milo's more like Vange,
Yeah,
So,
I love it. I love it.
They take on the personalities of the owners.
And the kids obviously love the property.
adore
I mean,
the
I've
property
seen
and
the
the dogs.
pictures of them sledding and everything else in the wintertime and so
they
forth.
love
Well,
it.
good.
And they're happy.
Well, thank you. Let's tell people again how they can get in touch with the credit union, where it is, and all that. So,
Absolutely. So with digital banking nowadays, you can do everything, right? So iccu.com.
Okay.
And that is just a beautiful layout and system. You can access it from your iPhone, your iPad, your Android, your home computer, your work computer. It's a 24/7 digital bank, right?
Nice.
And then we've got certainly 46 branches throughout Spokane and all of Idaho.
Right.
We've got our call centers as well. So
Nice.
there's multiple channels, multiple ways of engagement. And then that's one of our goals, is to bring these 4 branches online sooner than later, right? Because that's
Well, the
people
next year and a
still
quarter or so,
love-
you'll have them. Yeah.
Yeah, people still love going to the branch and seeing their people.
Yeah.
Be like, that's my teller, that's my member service specialist, that's my FSO, my
You know
financial
what I get
service
when I
officer.
walk in these days? I get them going like this. So, no.
Yeah.
But thank you, Manny.
Yeah,
and
my pleasure.
welcome to Spokane
Thank
for
you.
Idaho Central Credit
It
Union.
has been a very warm welcome,
Yeah.
and there's big things to
You had a
come.
lot of good people at the
Yeah.
at the ribbon cutting.
Thank you.
Yeah, you really
We're
did.
here to stay. We're here. We're going to be part of our arts, our academics, our athletics, and our community.
Great.
We are going to be for Spokane and with Spokane.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Say hi to Vange for
Absolutely
me, would you?
will. And
Okay.
she always sends her best as well.
Thank you. Thanks for watching the Pulse of Spokane, everybody. Have a great day, okay?
At Eastern Washington University, biologists are harnessing gut microbes to build stronger bees. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And geology joins forces with robotics to explore innovative solutions for climate change. An interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world, that's the new thing. It isn't a tagline, it's a philosophy wrapped in red and white. It is Eastern Washington and you.
Spokane Realtors are dedicated to helping you find the right place to live. We're more than 2,000 strong, small business men and women guiding you through this most important purchase. We're also your neighbors, giving back thousands in volunteer hours to make our community a better place. We believe owning a home helps you live longer, with stronger families and better neighborhoods. That's who we are, ready to help you find your way home. Call one today.